Brothers don't always get along. In 1810, when Napoleon invaded the Netherlands, ruled by his brother Louis Bonaparte. This seems puzzling since Napoleon had placed his brothers as monarchs across French client states he could trust. Why did Napoleon invade, depose, and annex his brother's kingdom? The Dutch Republic had been weakened by strife when the French Revolution began. After joining the coalition against revolutionary France, they were defeated, and semi-monarchical stadtholder William Fever fled. Leaders unable to agree on governance. Emperor Napoleon, concerned that a weak Netherlands would give Britain continental access, demanded Dutch leaders establish a monarchy under Louis Bonaparte or face invasion. They complied. As King of Holland, Louis strengthened and centralized the kingdom's widespread reforms. He built hospitals, reformed education, granted rights to religious minorities, and reduced corruption. These actions, along with his public charity efforts, made him popular among the Dutch people, who appreciated his commitment despite being a ruler. Louis had supported France during the War of the Fourth Coalition against Prussia, hoping Holland would gain territories. However, Napoleon limited Dutch territorial gains, which didn't improve relations between the brothers. As the Napoleonic Wars continued, tensions escalated. Napoleon demanded increasingly more from his client kingdoms, while Louis turned a blind eye to smuggling with Britain, undermining Napoleon's continental system, which he considered strategy to defeat London. Emperor also demanded that Louis enact conscription to support France in potential eastern campaigns. Louis not only refused, but reduced the size of the Dutch army to fund other projects. Infuriated Napoleon, who responded by withdrawing French troops from Holland. When the War of the Fifth Coalition began, Holland couldn't contribute and failed to repel a British invasion at Walcheren. Louis had to beg his brother for assistance, and Napoleon's forces pushed the British out. For failing to secure France's northern flank, Napoleon demanded Louis' abdication, offering him the Spanish throne as compensation. When Louis refused, Napoleon invaded and annexed southern parts of Holland. Louis hoped this partial annexation would satisfy his brother's territorial ambitions while preserving some Dutch independence, but Napoleon sent troops to occupy coastal regions and demanded access to Amsterdam. Recognizing his untenable position, Louis abdicated the throne in favor of his son and fled to Austria, leaving his wife and younger son in Amsterdam. Napoleon refused to recognize the young king and annexed the entire Kingdom of Holland into France. He later attempted reconciliation by offering Louis the throne of Bavaria, but Louis refused, spending rest of Napoleonic Wars urging his brother to make peace and return Holland to him. After Napoleon's defeat and exile, some Dutch leaders considered inviting Louis back to the throne, appreciating his previous rule. However, the great powers at the Congress of Vienna vetoed this. Having a Bonaparte Netherlands adjacent to Bourbon France seemed too politically dangerous and destabilizing. This episode demonstrates how Louis' loyalties shifted to his adopted homeland, placing Dutch interests above his brother's imperial ambitions. Despite being installed as a puppet ruler, Louis genuinely embraced his role as Dutch monarch, willing to defy the most powerful man in Europe to protect his kingdom's interests. The brothers' conflict highlights the tension between Napoleon's continental system and local governance, ultimately leading to Holland's annexation when Louis chose his subjects over his brother's imperial vision.
This is Bytes of Goats, where we don't just talk about history, we learn from it. See you in the next one.